Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to whenever time in the day you are watching this video. Finally, my Elimination Chamber prediction slash preview video is here for you. I'm going to go through the match card that BleacherReport.com gives me. Not 100% sure if this is the official match card, but it seems like the most legit one of getting. So let's go into every matchup here, go into a little bit of detail, and then I'm going to predict who's going to win. First matchup on the card, on the pre-show, might I say, is Tensai and Brodus Claver's Team Rhodes Scholars. Now, Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes, they parted a couple weeks back, but it appears they will reunite in the pre-show. It's kind of weird that they're reuniting now. You would think they'd put the primetime players to go against Tensai and Brodus, but that is not the case. Just because the fact that Team Rhodes Scholars was just broken up and Tensai and Brodus are a new team, I'm going to take Tensai and Brodus as much as I believe that Team Rhodes Scholars should win and that they should have stayed a team because they were one of the better teams in the tag team division. I'm still going to take Tensai and Brodus, and I'm going to say that Tensai is going to pick up the win with his finishing maneuver where I don't even know what he calls it, but he goes off the ropes and he lands on you with his fat ass. So Tensai and Brodus will beat Team Rhodes Scholars in the pre-show. That is my prediction. So then we have a Divas matchup here. We haven't seen Divas the past 2 weeks on Monday Night Raw. Caitlin's defending her title against Tamina Snuka. Tamina Snuka is one of the better wrestlers, in my opinion, out of the Divas. But there hasn't been a storyline really built behind this, so this wouldn't make sense for Tamina to win out of nowhere. And it would probably make the Divas division even more irrelevant as it is. So I'll just take Caitlyn on a title defense. I don't know how she's going to win it, but probably with her finishing maneuver. So Caitlyn will defeat Tamina Snuka in about an 8-minute matchup. The next thing we got here is The Miz taking on Antonio Cesaro, the United States Champion. Hopefully this is the last time we see this matchup. Now, the reason I say that is not because I don't like these two guys. I'm a big Cesaro fan, but I just feel like The Miz is not getting over as a face, really. At least he's not with me. I don't know about you. But I will take Antonio Cesaro to defend his title at Elimination Chamber as he will head to WrestleMania 29 as the United States Champion via the neutralizer against The Miz, and that'll finally end this feud that these two have been having. So that is my prediction for the United States matchup, and then a matchup that I expect to last at least 12 minutes. So then we have a World Heavyweight matchup. This feud has been going on for a couple of months now. The Big Show's trying to get the World Heavyweight Championship back from Alberto Del Rio. Now this matchup they have plenty of options here since you got Dolph Ziggler's briefcase lingering in the background. And I feel like this is the time. I know I predicted in my, I think it might have been Night of Champions video that Dolph Ziggler was going to cash in. But hey, why not predict another cash in here? I feel like the Big Show will lose to Alberto Del Rio in this matchup. And I feel like it's going to be a clean win just for Del Rio to get over this Big Show thing, because we saw him as Ricardo duct taped the Big Show to the ropes in the Royal Rumble. That's not clean. So I think this will be a clean win for Alberto Del Rio. But I feel like afterwards something's going to happen. I don't know what exactly is going to set up for this cash-in, but I believe it's just the right time for Dolph Ziggler to become World Heavyweight Champion. And then this will make more sense when I predict whoever is going to win the #1 contendership in the Chamber matchup a little later in this video. So, Alberto Del Rio to win against the Big Show, only to be cashed in on by the show-off Dolph Ziggler. So there's my prediction for the World Heavyweight Championship. Next matchup we got here, The Shield taking on John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus, the three big faces of WWE today. One of the matchups that I'm really on the fence with. I was at first going to predict Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus, but then now I've decided to go with The Shield. The reason I'm going with The Shield is I feel like if you make them lose now, you're just giving them no momentum leading into WrestleMania. And I feel like there's going to be a matchup, The Shield versus Team WWE, as we saw with the Nexus and Team WWE in SummerSlam 3 years ago. I feel like that's going to happen at WrestleMania. So I feel like The Shield are going to win by a Brad Maddox interference because it is a 3-on-3 tag match. I'm not sure if that's considered disqualification. I'm not 100% about that, but I feel like Brad Maddox is going to have some involvement. I feel like he's still going to be a part of The Shield. as the Shield and Brad Maddox are kind of going to go off on their own way from Heyman and CM Punk, hopefully. So I'll take the Shield to win this matchup, and I feel like the guy that's going to get pinned is Sheamus, because I believe Sheamus is going to have a matchup at WrestleMania with the Shield again. So the Shield will defeat Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. Now this one's a pretty interesting matchup, the number 1 contendership Elimination Chamber matchup. Jack Swagger, Kane, Daniel O'Brien, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, and Randy Orton, all former heavyweight champions. Like I said, it's a very interesting matchup. Possibility that really anybody can win this matchup. But my pick, because I picked Dolph Ziggler to cash in, and I think this would be an epic matchup at WrestleMania 29, would be see Y2J Chris Jericho win this chamber matchup. Now we saw, if you watch the main event, kind of Jericho and Dolph Ziggler had this little exchange of words, I guess you could say, and it was just something you could just see into the future. I want to see this at WrestleMania. I think that Jericho and Dolph Ziggler's matchup at SummerSlam was a top 10 matchup of 2012. So why not put them at WrestleMania? These two had great chemistry in the ring, and they're two of the best superstars that we have in the WWE today. I feel like Jericho is going to pick up a victory over Mark Henry. I feel like those two have the highest chances of winning this chamber matchup because we saw Mark Henry just been on a roll since he's came back. So I think Chris Jericho is going to win that chamber matchup and go on to face Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania 29. Let's hope for that. And then finally, the WWE Championship, CM Punk versus the WWE Champion, The Rock. Wow, that's weird to say, but it is true. And this matchup has, ever since this new stipulation we found out on Raw, that if The Rock gets DQ'd or loses or gets counted out, he just gets stripped of his title and it goes to CM Punk regardless. This is a very interesting stipulation here. I feel like something is going to happen. This is not going to be a clean win for any of them that win. I feel like Paul Heyman, this is his time to separate from CM Punk. I feel like Paul Heyman's going to do something to CM Punk, so The Rock's actually going to win. Not really saying like Paul Heyman's turning face on us. I just feel like Heyman and Punk are kind of sketchy at the moment. I feel like a breakup is in the makings, and hopefully this breakup will kind of send to a CM Punk Lesnar WrestleMania matchup, even though what I've seen on rumors is that Lesnar is probably going to take on Triple H. And they're still hoping Undertaker can come back to face CM Punk at WrestleMania. Who knows? But I don't see CM Punk taking back his title. It doesn't make sense to me right now, especially since The Rock just came back a month ago. So I'm going to say The Rock is going to win via the Rock Bottom. And I'm predicting Paul Heyman to probably interfere with this matchup to help The Rock win and still be your WWE champion and go on to face John Cena at WrestleMania 29. So there, ladies and gentlemen, are my Elimination Chamber preview / predictions. I want to know what your predictions are underneath, so give me some comments and tell me who you think is going to win these chamber matchups. Like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at letstalk_WWE. And take it easy and enjoy your pay-per-view. Oh, and if you have this, I'm trying to live stream this pay-per-view. Give me some links to where you usually live stream this pay-per-view if you do, or if you just buy the pay-per-view, tell me you just buy it. Because I really don't feel like paying for this Elimination Chamber. I kind of want to just watch it online. So if you could tell me your guys' way of watching pay-per-views, that'd be great too. Take it easy, everyone.